Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review. I'm here today to talk to you about Some Girls Season 2, Episode 2, I think? 2 or 3, I think it's 2. So, this episode, it deals with pretty much the entire group, except for Zaz for the most part. But it mostly deals with Amber and no, Holly. I keep getting Amber and Holly's name messed up. Holly. It deals with Holly and Viva. See, and the episode starts off as it always does. The girls are just like, hanging out, chilling, whatever. And so there's a party. And in this party, the girls get a bit too drunk. Holly, a little bit more. See, in the episode, Holly gets so drunk that she starts making out with Rocky. Yes. Viva's ex. But here's the thing. She's not the one who initiated. Rocky did. See, the girls are all hanging out, waiting to go to the bathroom. And Rocky sees Viva and he sees Amber and them. And then he just grabs Holly and just starts making out with her. But she lets him and doesn't stop. Viva sees this and she is pissed. Next day at the bus stop, Holly comes up to them and Viva's all like, what do you think you're doing here? You're not hanging out with us. She's like, why? And she's like, cuz you was making out with my ex. And she's all like, no, I didn't. She's like, yes, you did. And she kept just denying it. And then they're like, I have like pictures of it. And she's all like, what are you talking about? And so then they show her on the phone. She's all like, that's not me. She's just in extreme denial and everything. And then so she finally confessed, like, all right, fine, that's me. And then she asks her straight up, like, why? Why would you do that for? And she's all like, because she was wasted drunk. And Viva said, that is not an excuse. It's not an excuse for you to do something just because you're wasted drunk. And so Viva leaves, and then Zaz leaves, and then of course Amber, she stays there and be talking silly, but then they make her leave too. And then right before Amber's about to leave, she looks at Holly really sad and is all like, you should have never done that. And then she walks off. So Holly's pissed, talking about this is a freeze out. And this pretty much goes on for the rest of the episode. Now, this is a pretty good episode. The only problem is good, but it should have been split up into 2 different episodes. Because there are 2 major points that go on. Well, actually, kind of 3. So, you get the whole Viva and the Rocky thing. We're about to have the Amber Brandon thing. And then also, Amber is going to do something that reminds me of Mean Girls. This should have been broken up in at least 2 or at least 3 different episodes. Probably 2 because of how the ending happened. So, Amber is now being froze out. Now, see, I don't care what anybody says. You should never make out with your ex, your friend's ex. Never. That's just like a big no-no. Unless you don't know that person is the ex of your friend. Which happens if you don't know it until you start talking. You're like, hold on, this starts to sound familiar. No comment. And so, like, but anyway, that's a big no-no. And Rocky's the one who did it. And he did just to piss Viva off. And Holly, drunk as she is, she should never have done that. Now, there is the debate. If you're plastered, wasted, drunk, do you know exactly what you are doing? I truly 100% don't know this because I've never drank. The reason why I've never drank is because I saw what it did to my family members, and watching them stumble with their feet crisscrossed and slurring their speech, and I'm just like, I don't want to be like that. And then one time when I was in college, my former friend, he was like, oh man, I just had the best night last night. I'm like, really? What you do? He's like, I don't know. I don't remember. I was drunk. I was just like, well, if you was drunk, then how do you remember it was an awesome time? He's like, cuz I just think it was. So I just like, screw that. Or one of those incidents when you hanging out with somebody in the club who you've never met before and you're dancing with them and you give them your number and then you call them the next day. They're like, who's this? Like the person number you just gave out to? I did. The one you from the club? I went clubbing last night. So it's like, yeah, I'm never drinking. And I never have. And so, but then I was watching Jenny Jones many years ago, back when she was on, and she said that, I think also the Murray show said this too. Even when you're drunk, that's not like a completely different person taking over. It's you. It's your inhibitions coming out, and the alcohol makes it come out. But I do believe people are so drunk that they literally don't remember what they're doing. They want to do it, but they don't remember doing it, you know? So it's like Holly wanted to kiss Rocky, but you know, she would have never done that on no other time. But then she makes the debate of, y'all broken up, this and that. So, but it still don't matter. Now, the reason why I said before they broke up is because he smothered her. He even had her name tattooed across his chest, like Pete Davidson or something, but in big, bold letters talking about Viva Forever. So Viva Forever kind of freaked her out, and she just like broke up with him, but she still cares for him nevertheless. That is why she is so pissed. So Holly has gotten completely frozen out. She tries to come back, but it's still frozen out. So let's get into, put a little pin in this for now. Let's get into something else. Brandon, he is talking to Viva for the first time, really. He doesn't ever talk to her alone unless Amber's there. So she don't know what he wants, but he's jealous and wants, like, Amber back. But Amber doesn't want him back. Amber has finally moved on because this dude's a cheater. He's all like, just because he banged her sister, like, there's no reason for her to stop talking to him. And Viva didn't know this. Yes, Brandon banged Amber's sister, Topaz. Now, we've never met Topaz yet, but we're about to in a couple episodes from now, or next season. I can't remember which one. And so Brandon, and Viva's all like, well, Amber didn't even tell me this. Amber's too ashamed and embarrassed. She can't bear to let her friends know what Brandon did because he totally disrespected her. Amber deserves so much better. And so, like, Viva asked him, well, why did you do that for him? He's all like, cuz I was wasted drunk. So Viva gives him the whole, just because you're wasted don't mean it's okay type thing. And needless to say, she's going to be saying this a lot in this episode. And so Amber hasn't told nobody, but Viva mistakenly tells Zaz. And Zaz can't believe it either. So in this episode, let's go into a little something different. Now, Amber and Zaz, they are fighting over the affections of a boy. This boy is strange. All he talks about is horror movies, slashers, and real-life killers. And he knows exactly how the real-life killers kill people. He's very obsessed with this. But for some bizarre reason, they both want him for some reason. And so he's always waving at them, but they don't know which one he's waving at. So they decide they're going to, like, see which one he likes. Amber starts stalking him outside his house. Zaz is talking about numbers because she loves math and stuff. So they don't know which one, but Amber says she knows, and she'll tell them if they will unfreeze her. They say no. So Charlie, remember Charlie, the cheerleader girl, blonde hair, who lied and said Brandon was the baby of her daddy, but wasn't. She sees that Amber gets frozen out, and she sends her one friend over to recruit Holly. And so basically, they want her in the group. Holly doesn't want to because she hates them, but they told her, we can get you into all the, like, dances, clubs, all kinds of stuff for free. Because Charlie knows people. So Amber has gotten recruited. And she must now dye her hair blonde, which she does. And she dresses like them girls. Well, they all dress the same, but they dress in like skirts instead of pants for their school uniform. So they're like walking in the hall. It's very much like the whole Mean Girls thing. This is the other part of the episode that should have been its own complete episode because this one was rushed. This could have made for an amazing plot, but it had to be rushed. So it ends very quickly. They're at the cafeteria table, but Holly doesn't know the rules. And the rules are, Charlie will only speak to you when you are spoken to. You are not allowed to speak first. When she wants a soda or something like that, you must go get it for her. The only thing you're allowed to eat is healthy food like carrots, and you must chomp at them so you don't get lipstick on your food. And so Amber has a big Holly has a big sloppy plate of food, and she's eating like she's starving and everything. And this does not please Charlie. So when Amber, no, I keep getting the names confused. When Holly goes to get the soda, she shakes it up. This is the end of that little mean girl little subplot. And that's it. After that, Holly redyes her hair back to that reddish color it is. And I'm just like, that could have been such an amazing episode to mimic Mean Girls. But then they rushed it for some bizarre reason. And so now, back to the whole Viva thing. So Miss Hitchcock is having a baby shower, and she wants some type of Beggy Boo like horse riding thing, which is like a mechanical thing that you ride back and forth, because she's wanted it since she was little. And so she's having this big party, and so she's upset, and she decides she's gonna drink the wine bottle and stuff like that. She drinks half of it. Well, in comes Brandon, and he thinks she's having a party. She's like, no. So he wants to know, has she spoken to, Amber yet? And so those two start to talk on her bed. Yeah, you can kind of guess where this is gonna go. She's wasted. He starts drinking. Then all of a sudden, they start making out. He's all like, all right, let's do this thing. So he takes his shirt off and he's ready to do it. But she's just run off the mouth about the whole situation, how upset she is. And he's just kind of like, look, man, you're killing my vibe here. Like, I'll bang you when you're sober, but I can't do this when you're upset. And she's all like, I'm not banging you when I'm sober. He's like, then what are you making out for me on the bed for? And then she's like, oh my God. She's like, because I'm wasted, duh. And then it hits her. Oh my God. She's been blaming all this other stuff on like people, who be drunk, and now she did the same thing Holly did. So she feels terrible, and she's wondering, should she forgive Holly? And because now she sees exactly what Holly was talking about. When you're drunk, you just do things and you don't really realize it and stuff. And so so Amber comes over with Zaz, but Viva doesn't know that, so she answers the door. She's like, go away, Brandon. And they're all like, why did you say Brandon's name? And then so Amber starts sniffing around. She's like, that's his cologne. And then so she lies and everything and Amber believes it, but Zaz doesn't believe it. And so she's like, you have to tell her and everything. She's like, I can't. The girl gets so upset. So then at some point, I forget what it is. Something happens. Oh, Miss Hitchcock comes back, and so Holly shows up with a pony, and Miss Hitchcock like, that's not what I wanted. I wanted the mechanical thing, not a real life animal. But Holly is so sweet; she would do anything it takes just to make Viva forgive her and everything, and even if it means stealing a real pony, which she stole, by the way. So needless to say, she's forgiven because Viva sees exactly what she was talking about and stuff. Because she also blamed Rocky too, because he said he was wasted. And so now that she's forgiven Holly, is she going to forgive Rocky too? You have to find out when you watch the rest of this season. So then Zaz let it slips about the whole Topaz and Brandon thing. Now this is how bad the whole Topaz and Brandon thing was. And Amber. When Amber caught him doing her sister, because she caught him doing it, he asked her, you want a threesome? It's like, what the world is he thinking? And then when he was talking to Viva, and he's all like, the reason why he did Topaz because the mom wasn't there. And she's all like, what you would have done to mom? And he said, oh, the mom is a spice. That's the equivalent of saying somebody's a snack. So he's just a dirty dog. And so at the very end of the episode, we see Zaz and we see see all the girls sitting down. And Viva decides she's gonna have to do it. She tells Amber, I have something to tell you. Then the music starts playing and they start talking. We don't know what they're saying, but it's very calm. And she's explaining that she made out with Brandon, even though he's been broken up for the longest time with like Amber. Now, as for the creepy dude, it turns out he doesn't like none of them. He likes Viva. That's why when he waves at him, he's actually waving at her. And so it's really one of those huge debates. It's kind of like, do you forgive a person who is drunk? That is such a hard thing to do because sometimes it's kind of like that person should never get that wasted to begin with. But then at the same time, did they really even know that circumstance would happen? This is one of those like questions you have to like answer for yourself. And you see it all the time on talk shows like Jenny Jones and Murray Show, and it's just like it's also you can't always keep using being drunk as an excuse, and unless you're pissing around, falling down, and everything, then you could probably do it. But then if you forgive one, do you forgive the other? Alrighty, well I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.